Tsarist and Communist Russia, 1855 to 1917. The economic and social development and the influence of the church. Economic. Mikhail von Reuter, the Minister of Economy, produced a series of reforms to boost the economy, such as reforming the treasury with the new collecting tax arrangement. He abolished tax farming, trade was promoted, foreign investment was encouraged, and he forced former tax farmers to invest elsewhere. The annual average growth of 6%. 1871, he bought oil extraction. In 1872, he set up an ironworks. The economy remained comparatively weak, as only a third of the government money was repaying debts. Ivan Vishnegradsky took over. Tariffs were raised and increased the indirect tax. Between 1881 and 1891, the grains exports increased by 18%. Between 1891 and 92, there was a great famine where thousands died. Sergei Witt, who took over Vishnegradsky, he believed that economy modernization would stop revolutionary activity. He created protective tariffs and heavy taxation, which forced exports and generated capital. He encouraged additional loans from abroad, and that went into mining, metal trades, and oil and banking. Railways. In 1837, the first railway was built, and then in 1895, there was a line built between St. Petersburg and Moscow. Between 1855 and 94, there was huge line expansion, and 60% of the Russia was owned by the state. Social. The landed elite. These were small devised groups made up of the nobles. After emancipation, they had to pay off debts and abandon their farms. In 1880, a fifth of the university professors were of nobility descent. In 1882, 700 plus nobles owned a business in Moscow, and 2,500 were employed in commerce, transport, or industry. Others worked in state service or the Censbar. The middle class. There was an increase in education, and a middle class began to grow. These were bankers, doctors, and teachers, which were in great demand. In 1897, the population of the middle class was no more than 500,000. Some of these built railways and helped set up factories. There were new opportunities to take up management positions or set up their own workshops. The urban working class. This was 2% of the population, where peasants moved to towns to work. However, some may return to the countryside during the harvest season. Others completely sold up to move to the towns. In 1864, 1 in 3 were peasants by birth living in St. Petersburg. However, conditions were grim as they had low wages. There were a series of reforms, such as the regulation of child labour, a reduction in work hours, reduction in fines, and appointment of inspectors. Church influence. 70% of this population was subscribed to the Orthodox Church, and their holiness made a Tsar or saint on earth.